am so angry. Our Palestinian and Lebanese siblings are getting slaughtered, and we cannot change it. They're being blown to pieces by bombs, paid for with our tax money, and we cannot stop it. They're starving to death, getting eaten by pests, going thirsty for months, or drowning in the rain and sludge, depending on the weather conditions, and we cannot help it. It nearly drives me mad that we've been taken to the streets for almost 1 year, and some of us even longer, and it still hasn't stopped. Every morning when I wake up, and every night when I go to sleep, I watch recordings of my Palestinian siblings getting slaughtered. I see starved babies, human remains stuck to the rubble, and corpses being kicked off of rooftops as if they were trash or pigeon poop. I cannot stand it anymore. And yet, I am only watching these recordings from afar. Our Palestinian siblings are living it. I cannot bear looking at it, and they are in it. I cannot begin to fathom what it feels like to live through this. And you know, what adds to my fury and rage over the crimes and terror attacks that Israel is committing in Palestine, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Yemen, in Iran, and elsewhere. Growing up, I used to think that the Holocaust wouldn't have happened if more people had spoken up against genocide in public, if people had taken to the streets, if people had shown more compassion, solidarity, and humanity. But look at this. We are hundreds, thousands, millions, if not billions around the globe who are demanding justice for our Palestinian and Lebanese siblings. And yet the genocide won't stop. It's even intensifying. We are publicly speaking out, yes, crying out against these atrocities day after day, week after week, month after month. But the only apparent consequence is that the media open witch hunts on us, the police beat us down in the streets, municipal governments ban our protests, and the German courts slap us with search warrants and lawsuits. They are criminalizing us. Netanyahu and the IOF are raping, starving, and genociding humans in broad daylight, on camera no less. But we are the ones who are getting attacked, called the T-word, terrorism, dragged to the courts and punished. You know, the first time I ever went to court was actually for one of our comrades' trials. He was accused of violating the law of assembly, and that's only one of 3 lawsuits he's been dealing with in a matter of weeks. How absurd, sad, and wrong is this? Years ago, I was called as a witness in a child sexual abuse case, but the case was dismissed before I even had a chance to testify in court. The case never even went to trial because there wasn't enough evidence, or at least that's what the court said. And yet there I was, a couple of weeks ago, sitting in a courtroom where a Palestinian human rights activist was defending himself against ridiculous charges for doing the right thing. Even worse, the day before yesterday, he was found guilty in another case. This ruling will, of course, be reversed after one or several appeals, don't worry, but remember, all of this is happening while child molesters are let off the hook without ever having to appear in court. Their identities are protected, their crimes are protected, and we are criminalized. I am so fucking angry! I am really sick of this. So I do understand why some of you are saying, I'm tired of Germany. Germany is shit. Germany is a hopeless case. I'll go abroad at the first chance I get. All right. For some of you, this form of self-preservation and energy conservation might be the right choice, but it isn't for me. I refuse to give up. I refuse to surrender, and I fucking refuse to believe that this is Germany. What is happening here is not and should never ever be inherent to Germany or any other country. When police officers beat, choke, and kick protesters in the streets, that's not Germany, that is police brutality. When local governments and legal authorities ban our protests, shut individuals who act in accordance with their constitutional rights. That's not Germany. That is systematic repression. When the media publish atrocity propaganda, harass civil rights activists, and expose them to doxing, that is not Germany. That's a bunch of lies and a violation of our civil rights. When Elbit and other companies develop and produce genocidal weapons in our neighborhoods, that's not Germany. That is aiding and abetting murder. When Olaf Scholz and his gang fund genocide with our tax money, that is not Germany. That is an out-of-control, undemocratic regime. I refuse to accept that any of these injustices are inherently German. Hell no, that's not Germany. This here is Germany. We are deciding what this country is going to be like. And together, we will take back this country. We will reclaim the streets across Germany and elsewhere so our voices can be heard everywhere and no one can escape from the truth. We will reclaim every square inch of ground on which weapons for Israeli terror attacks and genocide are currently being developed and produced, and we will shut that down. We will reclaim every cent that has been spent on supporting the oppression and slaughter of our Palestinian and Lebanese siblings. And we will use it to rebuild what the Zionists have destroyed. We will reclaim every single letter of the Constitution that grants us the rights of free speech, assembly, bodily integrity, and religious freedom. We will reclaim the press rooms, the courts, and all sectors of the executive and legislative branches to make Germany a country worth living in, a country that has learned from its history, a country that fights alongside all oppressed people on this planet so they can attain their inherent rights. And we will succeed at reclaiming this country because our righteous anger gives us the strength and power to do so. Those who are trying to stop us, they are angry too, but they are fearful and they are destructive. We have truth on our side. We have justice on our side. Our anger is righteous and productive, and it will allow us to build a new world. We have been envisioning and dreaming of this new world for a long time now, and our righteous anger will help us make it come true. We will not give up, and we will not stop, and God willing, it won't be long now. Germany will be a country of the people. Lebanon will be free. Palestine will be free.
Dankeschön, Tabea, für die wunderschöne Rede. Und genau, wir werden, also wer beten will,